What made you start a sexual wellness brand in society where it is such a taboo? Stepping into this space wasn't easy at all. What was the hardest reaction you received?
My sister told, ये क्या start कर रहा है? अब तू ये बेचेगा? कुछ तड़कता भड़कता. Emotional cheating is bad or physical cheating? Which is more bad, right? Do not just put it, wait for some time, try this before this. So something like that. How many women use massages and what is their experience?
Again, blame the woman making that content, but you are watching that content. So, do you think social media has influenced?
Yes, a lot. Actually,
sexual wellness is still one of those topics we whisper about, but today we are with the founder of Eloura, a brand who's trying to change that. So thank you for being here, Chirag.
yes, thank you so much for inviting me.
So I want to start from beginning. What made you start a sexual wellness brand in society where it is such a taboo?
I think it comes from my personal experience. I've seen that, how life has been for me, for the women in our country. And I think specifically if I say Punjabi families, I see it's all male dominated families. And I've seen that how, women do not speak for themselves for small things. And sexual wellness, speaking about it, it's again one of the biggest challenge in India. So I think one thing came in my mind that if I can solve for this, if I can make sure that people are able to speak for this part, even if it's men or for a women in the society, I think they can talk about anything. Because this is one of the hardest part of talking and having a communication between the couples. Why in India still many divorce happens because of sexual challenges, but they do not come out. It is always like some other problem has been identified, but at the back end, this is the main problem. So, what I've seen that Gen Zs are really much open about it. They want to solve it. They accept what are the challenges in India, and then they are very vocal about it. So I think we are ready for a bold sexual wellness brand, which is not trying to sell just performance-based products, which is actually sort of trying to solve the problem around intimacy. So I wouldn't call it a sexual wellness brand. I would call it a modern intimacy brand where people stand for love, be it LGBTQ+, be it men, women, self-love, couples love. The love deserves intimacy and it's a beautiful part of the relationship. And I think that's the reason starting of this brand.
Mm-hmm. So basically you're saying this is the main problem at the back end of many relationships, but then they give it another reason just because they are not able to talk about it openly.
Yes, and it is also a problem related to self-satisfaction, right? I would feel confident in my body and I would feel really happy when I'm also sexually satisfied. So if I'm not, then I would feel depressed. So it's an important part of the relationship. And when I say again sexual wellness, I particularly mean intimacy. I do not mean performance related stuff.
Okay. So was this area something you were always passionate about, or was there any specific realization or personal experience that really pushed you into this space?
I wouldn't call it that I was passionate about, because I didn't know that how it actually happens. I still remember that a chapter came into my class 9th and how the teachers skipped those chapters. I was curious that why did they skip these chapters. I asked my teachers and then my tuition teacher that why teacher is skipping those chapters, and then she also told you need to read this by yourself, even I can't teach you. Okay, then I thought, okay, it's not that important. I also skipped those chapters and later I realized how important they were. So that made me curious that at what level this education lack. So this is where my interests was aligned in this category. But then I had family responsibilities to actually improve my lifestyle. So I worked really well in my life, and then when I got a chance to get into an entrepreneurship, I thought this is the right idea to pick. It's a very big category. Industry is also big, and there is no brand which has been very open with the consumers, because everyone is just trying to sell delay products, put performance pressure on men. there is no brand which is actually telling the truth that okay, you cannot have better performance just by applying something. You need to have a fitness as well. So that's what we just want to tell the truth.
So the way it is so difficult to talk about, I can imagine stepping into this space wasn't easy at all.
Yeah.
So what was the hardest reaction you received from your users or from anyone when you started?
First of all, I would say my family. My sister told, ये क्या start कर रहा है? अब तू ये बेचेगा? And my mother was like, कर ले यार, जो करना है मुझे मत बता बस. And but then gradually they understood कि how important it is. And but my friend actually supported me a lot. They told me that you're doing right. Yes, उन्होंने भी फन तो वो भी करते हैं आज कि भाई क्या बना रहा है यार, हमें भी दे दे कुछ तड़कता भड़कता. अब I can't tell them that it is not तड़कता भड़कता, it is the reality that you need to work hard on yourself and learn about certain things to have a good relationship and have a good intimacy experience between both the partners. So yes, it has been very hard. Even me coming on the camera has been very hard for myself to accept that okay, I need to speak about this because no other founder has done this previously. Pick any brand, they are just picking influencers who are speaking about it and then trying to educate the consumer, but founder coming in front of the camera and talking about this stuff is very hard because your image is related to this. But I think I do not shy away to talk about this. Now I have adjusted, I've got my piece here.
I think about people's mentality also. The education is more important than first
Yes.
comes education. So
Absolutely.
before selling the product, you need to educate your audience, educate your customers. So let's talk about the bigger picture here. What do you think people are getting wrong about intimacy?
Because they think about end goal. They do not think about small things which they can do for their partner. I think men, if you look at any relationship, men feel happy when big things happen in their life. They do not feel happy in small things. But women are exactly opposite. They find happiness in small things. Bringing flowers, holding hands, or just randomly you start dancing with her on a random song. This makes them feel really happy about their relationship, and I think that's what women expect. I think men really need to understand they do not need to do very big things to make their woman happy, and they also need to understand that each and every part of their partner's body is important. So they need to understand what actually makes them happy. So it's about exploration rather than just thinking about the end game. So I think if you're exploring your partner from each and every angle, emotional angle, physical angle, their bad side, their good side, I think if you're able to explore each and every part of your partner, that's where the real intimacy aligns.
So do you think social media has influenced this in any way?
Yes, a lot. Actually, because of social media, everyone thinks that they have many options. And somewhere it is impacting people's relationships. So you have a woman or a man in your life, and then suddenly you think, okay, this is not there in my man. This is something which is my woman lacking. And then you start relating your partner to that woman to whom you're just seeing in the reels. But that is not accessible to you, right? But you think that she or he is accessible to you. So because of that comparity, you start feeling that, okay, maybe I'm not, I do not have enough from my partner. But in reality, as I mentioned, intimacy is about accepting good and bad of your partner rather than seeking every time good experience. So yes, but at the same time, if someone is actually using social media really well, they also find good stuff about intimacy. Like they can figure out small things, how two partners have grown with each other. These kind of content is also available. So it depends what kind of content you like.
I think the only educational part of social media is affecting it in a positive way than the comparing with the stereotypical standards of it. Is it more communication gap or mindset?
It's not even a communication gap. It's not even a mindset gap. It's about intention, I would say. If you have the right intention for your partner, like right intention to move ahead, then you will do no matter what you are seeing in front of you or in your mobile. You will not watch even porn, when you're with a partner. Like some people are like that. Like there is a question you might have heard that emotional cheating is bad or physical cheating, like which is more bad, right? So
So what do you think? Which is bad?
I think emotional cheating is bad. Physical cheating is also bad. But
I have asked this question to men and women, and mostly from men, I have got this answer that physical cheating is more impactful for them, and for women, it's always emotional cheating. But there is no good or bad. Cheating is cheating. But still, if you still ask women, then it is mostly emotional. And
see, the reason I have said emotional cheating, because physical cheating start with emotional cheating. If you can think about having someone in that way, then only you will do it.
But wouldn't be emotions.
But you had a thought.
Okay.
I mean, from that angle, not the deep love I'm talking about here. Yeah. So that's what I think.
So now coming to your brand, what makes Eloura different from just product-based company?
Eloura is not just a brand actually. If you see the name, it has elegance plus aura. We want to tell people that no matter what, if you are seeking or asking your partner for the right pleasure, it is the right way to communicate. Even if you will not tell, that is the wrong way and you will impact your relationships. So Eloura is here to be a bold brand, not just somewhere who will hide at in a shop where the boxes are kept aside. We don't want to be that brand. We want to be a brand where you come up with problems, you tell us what exactly you feel, and we actually bring the right solution towards it. Therefore, even the chocolates and the loops which we have, it's 100% safe ingredients. Like chocolates are 100% vegan, natural. Everything is put in the natural form, and it's 100% Ayurvedic. Why we have done that? Because we also believe that a natural way is the best way. And we do not tell the consumer that it will work like something which you will be able to perform. It is basically designed for the happy moment, and it will release happy hormones in your body. So Eloura is here not just as a brand, it's your intimacy partner, I would say, to educate and improve your relationships, not just with your partner, but with yourself.
Okay. So what do you want people to feel when they interact with your brand?
I think they should feel confident about their body.
Okay.
I really want people, even if they are someone who has weight, someone who is things that I do not look good, I think intimacy doesn't matter for that. If you love yourself, then only you can love your partner. So just feel confident about your body, and that's what I just want to tell people when they actually choose Eloura.
Yeah, if you don't love yourself, then how would anyone else, how do you expect from someone else to love you? Yeah, right. So can you walk us through the what Eloura offers and how your products actually enhance the experience overall?
Okay, so it's a modern and premium intimacy brand. We really want to tell people that in the world, I would say, love should not just be meant for the couples or men performance and all. It has to be inclusive for everyone, and it has to be designed forward and has to be put in the natural way. So we are building products which are actually meant to improve your intimacy experience rather than putting you under a performance pressure. So we are building products which are designed to elevate your experience with yourself and with your partner. For example, loops are 100% sort of designed in a way that you are able to have a better experience, and it's a water-based loop. We have not added any artificial flavor, and you can use this, and I've got so much good feedback about the loops. People are loving it. And when I say it's a premium brand, because we are putting our best to bring the grade A level ingredients and building the good products for you. And in future, Eloura will also come up with condoms and something unique which is not there in the market. I cannot disclose.
Okay.
Which people were gonna love. So we do not just want to relate ourselves just with actually sexual wellness. We actually want to be a foreplay brand rather than just being a sexual wellness brand, because I believe foreplay is important, and that's where men lacks a lot.
So, would you tell us the difference of how it would affect or how it would benefit individuals and couples in a different way?
Each and every product is different. I would say if you talk about condom, it is meant to protect, right?
Yeah.
But if you talk about intimacy chocolates, it is there to enhance your mood. Since it has Ayurvedic ingredients like ashwagandha, maca root, conch beach, it has caffeine which gives you energy. So you feel better about your body, and when you feel better about your body, you ultimately able to give your best to your partner. So you put more efforts, and in each and every product we deliver, we also have some things which is there to elevate the experience. For example, when we are planning about the condom, we are planning to add some sort of stuff which will enhance their foreplay game. So we want to tell people, wait, do not just put it, wait for some time, try this before this. So something like that. So we really want to enhance overall experience. So we want to make pleasure really slow rather than making it fast.
So, very curious to know this. What's been the most surprising feedback from your customers?
Okay, so there was a gay actually, a guy. So we went to a community-based event. It's called Maya Bazaar, and a lot of LGBTQ plus community all came together, and then someone bought the chocolate from us in the event. And then after a week, that guy found me on Instagram, texted me that, hi Chirag, I bought Eloura chocolate. I'm sure that you might not remember me, but I bought the chocolates and I love the taste, efficacy, and the texture of the chocolate. It was really smooth and damn good in taste. I really want to buy it further. How can I buy? Then I told him, okay, we have the website, please go and you can simply buy it. Then he told me, I also have one more thing that, I also found you very cute. And I was like, okay.
Okay. Proposal.
Then I told him, sorry, I'm straight. But yes, that was a good feedback. And I think so far I've got very good feedback from the LGBTQ plus community, because they're very, as I told you, they're very vocal about it.
Yeah.
And they have been helping us to improve the product. And they share the feedback in a very raw form. They do not hide anything.
Yeah, I think they are in that way about many things, not just about sexual wellness or about any.
Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of people still feel shy or even judged around this topic. So what would you say to someone who feels hesitant about exploring sexual wellness, about exploring about themselves, or exploring the products you offer?
So I'll share a story with you. So I had two female friends, and I was collectively taking the feedback of massagers, like how many women use massagers and what is their experience with the massagers, and what actually makes them feel good about themselves. Would they, if we launch, will they be okay trying, and what kind of massagers they want to use? So when I started doing that, I found that there are so many women, even living in metro cities, that they were not even comfortable talking about it. Forget that sharing feedback or sharing their past experience. They were not even sort of comfortable telling that, okay, they have used or they want to use, or they were unable to share anything at all. They're still living in metro city, by the way, and they're modern women, everything. So I was shocked that what is stopping them. And then I asked one of my female friend to do the same. They were still not comfortable talking about it, and for them it was like, this is bad, why should we talk about it? ये तो बेशरम वाली बातें हैं. So I think in India, we have, as I say, we have India and Bharat. Bharat is still not ready. People hide everything. There is an India. Even in India, people are not comfortable talking about it. And but then, thanks to Gen Zs, they are very much vocal about it. They talk about it, and with the help of Gen Zs, we got the feedback, what kind of massagers they want to use and all. So I think yes. It has been very difficult to gather feedback from the consumer. Even today, when we ask consumer to put a review after buying the product, they feel
Maybe
shy about it.
hesitant
They don't
about
want their name to be visible. So that's one of the biggest challenge, I would say. Like, the word of mouth is not there in this category.
Okay. Beyond the products, what kind of community are you trying to build?
I mean, we don't want to talk about personal, individual sexual life. That is something which should be private, I believe. It's not something which you would want to share with other people. But I think if there has been challenge with someone around their sexual wellness, like someone who is experiencing some sort of challenge is right around their private parts, let's say women having PCOS, men having early ejaculation, all these things. I just want to, I have a dream where people support such things rather than making fun of it.
Yeah, so those are the conversations you want to normalize.
Yes, I just want people should be able to support each other when something is wrong around this area, and rather than making fun of it. And even in men, when in friends, like specifically men group, they feel proud when they talk about timings and all. I think more than timing, they should talk about how happy their intimacy experience is, how happy their relationship with their partner is. Because as I said, they do not even have idea that timing is not just about the sex, it's about the foreplay part.
So the focus is on very wrong parts of it.
Yes. I mean, they just think that they have to go along with that, but they actually have to explore their partner body, which they do not do.
So where do you think this conversation going in India in next few years? Do you think there is progress? Do you think it is a rapid progress, or it is a very slow growing?
I think it's a mess, yeah. Like, I see some people, they are growing in a way that I couldn't even imagine.
Well, cannot. Can imagine that.
And some people are still living in mediocrity, like mediocre mindset. And some people are living a decent life. They really want to have the best experience with their partner, and they are putting effort towards it. Like, they keep trying different stuff to make their intimacy experience better. So it's messy. I think it's I wouldn't say it's going in one direction. It's going in multiple directions.
So it's about personal choice, you would say?
Yes, I think more than personal choice, I would say it also depends on what kind of exposure they are getting. If someone is getting multiple exposure because of accessibility, dating apps and all, they are trying different options. Yeah.
So personally, what change do you want to bring in people's life?
Okay, so let's talk about Beyond Eloura. Our parent company name is Sensovia Wellness, and it means everything around sexual wellness.
Okay.
And the vision of the company is not just solve sexual wellness. We see in India where crime against women is very, very low, or maybe not even do not even exist. And even if you're able to bring the change in 1%, within 1% of the country, then it is still a huge success. Then how? Because in our country, sexual wellness education is not being given to men and women both. So they do not know how to control such feelings. So when they are at peak, they do not have control over their body. And I think if the right education is being given to the men and women, they will know that how to actually talk about it and how do we actually control it. So crime against women is something which we really want to reduce. It's the dream. Second, daughters or even son should be able to talk about their first period or masturbation experience. Like for men, it's like I still remember a guy who told me that when first time he did masturbation, he thought like he has done some sin, like, and he's asking God to forgive him. So like that,
Okay.
कि भगवान मेरे से गलती हो गई, ये क्या कर दिया मैंने, पाप हो गया मुझसे, ये नहीं करना चाहिए.
हाँ, मतलब अगर ऐसे बोला जाए तो periods का I would say many girls who don't know, they used to think they're going to die.
हाँ, like ये हो क्या रहा है, मतलब हमें कोई बीमारी होगी.
हाँ, exactly.
And most of the women still discuss it with their mother. I want that they should be able to discuss it with their father. If that is something which we can make it possible in our country, it will be a huge success. And that is only possible when the parents are enough educated, they make their children so comfortable. Like when it happens or before it happens, they start telling about
Yeah,
it.
exactly. That's what it should be told before it happens.
Yes.
Because most of us are like clueless about it,
Yes.
and it just happens, and the conversation happens after that.
Yes.
It happens because it was needed, not because
Like it's sort of a proactive measure.
Yes.
And third, I also want that in our schools where teachers are skipping those chapters, they should stop skipping those chapters and please start teaching it to the children.
Yes.
So that's the overall vision of Sensopia Wellness.
So if I talk about the crime thing you mentioned, so the main solution to it would be educating people. But
Yes.
what about the people who are like beyond?
Not just education, I would say. Something with the strict rules, like our what we call Savidhan, right? It has to be strong enough to justify and give resolution. When something goes wrong against women or even men. In a country like ours, it is taking 6 years, 7 years to get justice. See Nirbhaya case, one of the shameful act, because it brought so much light, and people got to know that this happened. Otherwise, it keeps happening in our country, but it's just that it's not coming out. Powerful people keeps getting ways to exit, so that needs to be stopped, and that is only possible when the constitution of our country is really strong, and of course with the help of right education. With the help of education, we know that a large percentage will be able to understand what is wrong with this, what is wrong going on right now, and how they control it. But definitely, so even if you cannot, if you say that you cannot satisfy everyone, similarly you cannot teach everyone. 5 to 10% people still would be there who will take the wrong side. That they can be controlled only with the right constitution having in place.
So, if someone interacts with Eloura, what are the transformations you hope they experience? What would success look like to you beyond numbers?
If people are able to share their stories, not around their private life, as I mentioned, stories of their challenges, what they have experienced so far, like any like in India, hash Me Too, I would say, it was going around and women were sharing their experience. So if people are able to share their stories, able to communicate with their partner, because one of the I wouldn't say it's not even a miscommunication. This communication does not even happen between the partners. It needs to happen. And if they're able to communicate with their partner, that is when I would say there is a real success happens. And if you're able to bring the change, at least even in the top 24 cities of our country, it will be a huge success for us, at least in the next 1 decade.
So I think the main start would be talking about it more freely, because as you mentioned, the rape cases also, it's many of them, numerous cases are not even registered because of the taboo of talking about it, because the shame will be on the other side of the...
Yes. I mean, in our country, steering is also one of the biggest problem. So
teasing, everything.
Teasing, and it needs to stop, I would say. So as I said, it all starts with right education, that so many men feel that it is okay because they have been inspired by the so-called content which they watch in the movies or OTTs or even on Instagram, get ready with me. So I think
Get ready with the context.
but I mean, look at the content which we are consuming. So the kind of content which is getting a lot of views, it is getting viral. And
Yeah, that's what. On Instagram also, the content which gets viral, they again blame the woman making that content. But you are watching that content.
I would say I wouldn't blame women. I wouldn't blame the people who are watching the content. I would blame the platform who is promoting the content, such content. If I am the prime minister of this country, I would probably put restriction on the content, type of content, because that is the only solution. You cannot put so many people in jail who are watching the content, and you can also do not put the woman who is making this content, because she's doing it because it is working out.
Yeah, it's working for her. It's her choice, I would say.
Absolutely. She is making money. The only way to control is that put some restriction on social media platforms so that they start promoting educational content. If we really want to bring the change in the country, you can only control it by implementing some sort of solutions where the good content is being promoted. Look at China. I mean, they do not promote such content. They have a very strong algorithm to put educational content. I mean, even if I watch Raj Shamami podcast, on one topic I've heard so many views. Even on health and wellness, someone is saying drink juice in the morning, someone is saying do not drink juice in the morning, someone is saying eat this in the morning, someone is saying do not eat in the morning. What is happening?
I mean, there are numerous opinions.
Yes.
And there are many reasons to back it up also. So everything is getting confused in the social media world, I would say.
Yeah.
But what I was saying about the blaming the women was the people who consume that content are only doing that. So that is something which...
As I said, I wouldn't blame both the parties. Because I'll tell you my reason. If I have something in front of me, right? Why do we eat sugar? Because sugar is available, right? Just telling you. So sugar is available. Why? Because there is a lot of demand, right? So what is the way to stop it? How do we actually stop it? Will you stop the people who are manufacturing sugar because they want to make profits? Will you ask people who are consuming sugar because it is impacting their health? So you cut the supply chain.
Okay.
So that's the solution. I'm saying that even if today people stop consuming content, right? Such content, then what will happen? The woman who is making such content will not make enough money. They will start making different sort of content, right? They can still do. It is their choice, as I said. So I'm not blaming anyone. I wouldn't
scared of me.
Yeah,
I am a little offended, but yeah.
No, I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just saying that everyone. So as you mentioned that it is her choice. Similarly, it is his choice. What they want to watch and what they do not want to. What is wrong here?
Okay, so what they want to watch and what they do not want to watch is their choice, but they can't blame what they are watching. That's what I'm saying.
They're wrong. This is what I said. No, I'm not blaming anyone. As a man, I'm not blaming women.
Okay.
Because if something is working out, they will do it. So the men who are putting comments like very bad comments in the videos, very bad comments, right? In every video, despite even if she's making good content. I mean, look at there are some women who make such good content, qualitative content, right? Still, there are men who will put bad comments.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a bad thing.
Yeah, so that's what. I'm not saying that you are blaming women. I am directly blaming the men who are consuming it and blaming women.
So I'm blaming women is not okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm just saying.
So, do you have anything else to add up according to your brand or regarding anything according to this topic?
Yeah, I would say there are many brands available in this category. I wouldn't take the name, but people have tried multiple brands. But think from this perspective that it's not just about sexual wellness, intimacy. It's actually about relationship with your body. That's first. your relationship with your partner, that these are the two relationships which really matters in during the intimacy part. And you can only improve it by accepting what you are. If you're trying to show what you are not, you will end up, not being satisfied sexually most of the time. So just try that, show the real side of yours with your partner and to yourself, and then start learning about intimacy, emotional love, sometime praising your partner, doing some small things. थोड़ी सी तारीफ करना during the time of intimacy makes it very beautiful. So I would say do that. Like when you are exploring the partners, having intimacy, that time also talk and praise each and everything. One of the beautiful thing you can do. So
they say intimacy starts with the conversation itself.
yes. So conversation is the key, and this is where we want to bring conversation in your intimacy part, and then try Eloura, because we stand with the bold conversation.
So to wrap this up, in one line, what would you say Eloura is?
Confidence. Have that confidence, because there is no shame in your game.
Okay, thank you, Chirag. And to
Yes.
the audience who stayed with us, if you're curious to explore more, more about yourself, about your relationship, do check out Eloura. And this isn't just about the products, it's about understanding yourself and your relationship better. So thank you for being here, and thank you for creating something that's truly shifting the narrative.
Thank you so much, Komal, for being here and asking the right set of questions. And I'm sure you might have also learned something about intimacy during this conversation.
Yes.
So yeah, happy to give all sort of answers and happy to build this for the consumers.
Yes. Thank you.